there, folks. This is Richard of DoomedMovieThon.com. I am back with another episode of my horror Shelfie. I'm very excited. Deep breath, because I'm about to finish the letter C. Finally finish the letter C. My Horror Shelfie is a series where I'm going to go through all of my horror movies from A to Z and talk about them with you. Because capitalism rules.
So let's go pick some movies.
Let's talk about Crimson Peak. So, Crimson Peak, obviously it's one of my favorites because it's still in the shrink wrap. Yes, I really enjoyed this film. Have not seen it since the theaters, but I committed to buying it, so I'm committed to someday pawning it. No, I'm going to watch it. I really, really enjoy Crimson Peak. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, it's pretty. Because Guillermo del Toro lends himself to shrink wrap, I've got another of his movies right next to it, alphabetically. That is Cronos. Love Cronos. This movie's so good. I think this is my favorite of his films. Not sure. Don't let this cellophane fool you, bro. I'm a big fan of Cronos.
Criterion Collection. Gotta catch 'em all.
Got a double feature here from good old Vinegar Syndrome. This is Crypt of the Living Dead and House of the Living Dead. Crypt of the Living Dead, I believe, is a Spanish/American co-production. I really like it. It's one of those ones I think is in the public domain as Hannah, Queen of the Vampires. And so I really wanted this version because it was widescreen and not widescreen. It comes with everyone's favorite, House of the Living Dead. I've tried to watch this movie like 3 times and I cannot get through it. One day I will defeat House of the Living Dead. Until then, I'll just watch Crypt of the Living Dead again, because it's better. Crypt of the Vampire with Christopher Lee. I got movies hiding in movies again. Hiding inside Crypt of the Vampire is The Virgin of Nuremberg, which I believe is another Christopher Lee Italian horror film. So I got 2 Italian horror films in one. I don't remember Crypt of the Vampire very well. I've seen it. Don't remember it at all. It's on one of my favorite labels. It's on Retro Media. Love Retro Media so much. Virgin of Nuremberg is very good. This is the Shriek Show DVD. It's a weird one for Shriek Show. The audio is terrible on this. It is super, super, super quiet. You have to really crank up your TV to hear it. Normally, Shriek Show doesn't have too many problems. I mean, not perfect, but whatever. And I'm holding on to it until a better copy of the film. Not a good snap there. Until a better copy of the film comes along. A gonzo masterpiece. It's A Cure for Wellness. I was blown away by A Cure for Wellness. Is it ridiculously long? Yes. Am I afraid of long movies? No. This is just one of those things I really wish I'd seen in the theater. I kind of saw the trailers, didn't like what I saw, and then later I was like, wait. Gore Verbinski, the guy who directed The Ring? Hold up. I love The Ring. Oops. So, eventually I did an un-oops and just bought this sight unseen. Very glad I did. And, this is, something else. If you haven't seen it, give it a look. If you're afraid of dentistry, maybe not for you. And now, one of my favorite werewolf movies of all time. That's right, An American Werewolf in L.A., or as I call it, Cursed, with Christina Ricci and her old brother, what the hell's his name? Frickin' Jesse Eisenberg, sorry. Cursed is great. I don't want to hear anybody talking crap, pardon my language, about Wes Craven and Cursed. Even though the studio messed with him because of a writer's strike and then made him do a bunch of reshoots or whatever happened, I just adore this film. My wife and I both reach for this all the time. Great. Ooh, obscure Italian DVDs much? So, I love my random Italian DVDs with the hopefully English subtitles. No, this definitely has English subtitles. This is the Cursed Medallion. I think the alternate title is like Perché? Or something like that. It's very ridiculous. Richard Johnson's daughter gets possessed by a dead woman, and hilarity ensues. I think she's possessed by an old witch, maybe? And it's really strange. Very moody. Not a lot happens in it, which is what I crave in an Italian horror film. Don't need a lot of plot. Need a lot of atmosphere. Yeah, I recommend this one. I know there's a non-Italian version out there, like somebody put this out stateside, but I didn't love this enough to upgrade, and plus this DVD looks really good. Curtains. Curtains looks right side up, no matter which. It looks like curtains. Looks like curtains, but it's really Sniatruck. Slasher movie. Wonderfulness. Lots of people yelling at each other, being pissy, actresses being catty, a director wielding his power over these poor actresses. That doesn't sound good, but yes, this has an amazing scene in it. I don't like the opinion that this only has the one good scene. I love this whole movie. Curtains. Okay. Oops, I spoiled it. Here is the last of the C movies. Folks, finally finished the letter C with Cutting Class. I recently bought Cutting Class thinking I'd seen the whole thing before. As I watched this, I realized it was a first-time watch until the last stalking sequence, when I actually remembered the movie a little bit. Cutting Class is great. Cutting Class is weird. This is one of the most offbeat, bonkers frickin' slashers movie ever. I highly recommend you check out Cutting Class. It's got Lil Brad Pitt in it, and Jill Sholin, who I believe was also in Popcorn. Also Roddy McDowall and the dude, Martin Mull. Yeah, I had no idea Martin Mull was in this. This is great. Just strange. And this Donovan Leitch looks like my best friend's little brother. Looks like Robbie. Scott, does that not look like Robbie to you? We finished a letter. What happens when we finish a letter on this show? It's time for a box set special. It's cuckoo. Okay. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A guy walks into a Giallo bar and orders a big old glass of J&B. Folks, this is one of my favorite box sets of all time. I will likely be buried with this. This is, of course, the Giallo collection from Anchor Bay. Oh my gosh, what year was this? That's a good question. It says 2002, at least on one of these movies. Now, I got back into horror movies around that time. I was a horror movie fan in the 80s, and then of course, I took some time off in the 90s because college, and because mainstream horror in the 90s, very difficult. So it was really easy for me to take a break from horror, but when I got back into horror, I also got into the Giallo film. And this was one of the first things I bought. A lot of mileage. So much mileage off of this set. You've got Case of the Bloody Iris, which is like my second favorite Giallo of all time. You've got Who Saw Her Die, which is brilliant. You've got Short Night of Glass Dolls, which is frickin' amazing movie. Like, damn. And The Bloodstained Shadow, which is my vacation Giallo. Whenever Leanne and I go on vacation and we're going to take a DVD player in the car because that's how you vacay, I always bring The Bloodstained Shadow. It's just one of those films love watching it. Now that we have stupid pandemic, we're not vacationing, so I probably need to watch it not in a hotel room. Watch it in my hotel room, which is my house. I like that Vinegar Syndrome is putting out these forgotten Giallo box sets. Those are brilliant. I was tempted to grab those to talk about those, but I really wanted to do this one first. This is a great starter pack. This was a lot of people's starter pack for the Giallo, so still waiting on a Blu-ray for Case of the Bloody Iris, at least stateside. I don't know if there is a Blu-ray. I've not gotten a region-free Blu-ray player yet, so I'm still stuck in the old world. I do have a region-free DVD player, that was a monumental accomplishment in my life, but I haven't gone to seek out like 88 Films. I don't have any of their stuff, which is very sad. But yeah, I'm rambling. Let's stop talking now. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I was gonna grab a cat and show you a cat. Found one. This is Spasmo. Coincidentally, she's named after a Giallo. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't she wonderful? What a fine specimen. Whoa.